Hello and welcome, PocketWatch here, and it's about time for another episode of Hanachirasu. Yes, it is time. It's finally time to ride the revolutionists, or we would call them terrorists. It depends on which side of the story you are in. So anyway, let's join Akane and let's see what will happen next, because we ended up in pretty good spots. So this episode I expect to be pretty intense, and then some like phone call probably with the other guy, the Igarasu, I think. So yeah, anyway, let's just go to the episode and let's see what's going to happen. Let's just not waste any more time and let's do it. Okay. The surprise attack is a complete success, putting to shame terrorists' failed attempt from the night before. Okay, that's pretty bloody. Okay. Okay. A sudden roar interrupts Akane's string of orders. Looking in his direction, he sees a group of black-clad warriors charging towards temporary command center that he has established in his already secured area of the base. Long before they near their objective, however, the rebels are surrounded by the entire company of Takigawa guardsmen. There's nothing to see here, but the battle only play out one way. The front rank of guardsmen formed the defensive line, holding back the enemy blades, while their comrades to the sides and rear rain down blown after blow with impunity. Terrorists fall one after another beneath the onslaught, some screaming in agony or vomiting blood, others screaming for a dropped eyeball, or trying to hold together a crushed skull. Can you do that? You can survive that? And like hold together your skull? I guess you are still conscious, you can do that. What the fuck? That's a gruesome explanation. Dropped eyeballs. And still, the staves keep beating. Again and again and again, until there's nothing left but blood and guts and shattered bone. Yeah, apparently stabs are way more dangerous than I initially thought. So yeah, you've let me know that in the very first episode. Nothing to see here. Akane turns away in boredom. Between those who oppose the government openly and those who fight from the shadows, it can be said that the greatest difference is that the former credibility in their existence alone, while the latter must act in order to have an impact. That makes sense. It's only natural, therefore, that the former take a more defensive and the latter a more offensive stance. The Hokodama no Kai is different in this respect than any other guerrilla force, it would seem. They are lethal when on attack, but fragile when forced to defend. Huh. Interesting. I guess maybe they're like not really prepared to defend themselves. Maybe they thought that no one will actually attack them, so that's why they are fragile. Under Akane command, the Takigawa forces are systematically eliminating all resistance. Akane possesses no special knowledge of group tactics, but the enemy is so disorganized that his own warrior instincts is more than enough to do the job. 2 hours in the battle, and the enemy has mounted only sporadic resistance. Despite both sides numbering in the hundreds, it would seem that Takigawa victory is near complete. Also, by the way, I didn't ask about this actually before, but let me know if Hanachirasu is written by the same guy that made Muramasa. Because Muramasa was made by, like, written by the guy that was like Kendo master, right? And he was like teaching and stuff. Is it the same guy? I forgot his name. So that would be cool if you could let me know if that's the same guy or it's like actually someone else. It feels like it should be the same guy, but yeah.
川森隊より入電。備蓄にて怪盗発見。
The radio officer report sent a shiver of excitement through the entire command center. If the rebel leader can be captured, then the enemy command structure will collapse entirely. Akane nods in casual acknowledgement.
あ、そう。じゃあ殺せ。
はあ
Yeah, let's just murder him like, we don't need him, why would you capture him?
んだよ。
Akane grimaces, shaking his head to clear the captain's screech from his ears. He shoots the man a glare, but it's not enough to shut him up.
降伏勧告をしないのですか？それはまあするだけ無駄というものかもしれませんが、生け捕りの指示はしておきませんと。敵の当主の身柄を抑えれば配下の者どもとて。
Same if he's dead, probably.
ダメだ。
Okay.
ダメとは。
お前の言いたいことは分かってる。けどな。
I can't get through Akane's voice, to be honest, you know? I don't know why, but he sounds too young.
はい。
俺はむごいことが嫌いなたちなんだよ。
は
Akane is going to the trouble of explaining himself, but the captain just doesn't seems to understand. Forced with the older man incredulous stare, he has no choice but to try in more direct terms.
降伏させて、武装解除して、でもってまとめて焼き払っちまうのが手っ取り早いってんだろお前。それはわかるんだけど、
Okay.
あんまりにもかわいそうじゃねえか。せめて抵抗くらいはちゃんとさせてやらねえとさ。
Taking the captain's silence as agreement, Akane runs a hand through his hair and smiles.
武士の情けってもんだ。
武田様。
ん？
まさか全滅させるおつもりなのですか？
That's exactly what he means.
おつもりだが
Well, he's not bound by law of balance, so
捕虜は。
いらね。
yeah, you need to feed them.
そうだな。まあ一言で言えばあれだ。フィーリングって言ってもいい。
Okay,
し
like a
か
priest.
し完全殲滅をするとなると我々の被害も大きくなりますが。
Like he cares.
頑張れ。
Yeah.
んな目で見るなよ。言うだけなら簡単だ。なんて皮肉を吐かせる気はね。俺も前へ出る。
いや、それは。
While waiting for the captain to work out his next argument, not that he cares what it is, Akane looks around the command center. The commotion caused by the last skirmish had already died down. Returning to the room? No, returning the room to a tentative pace. Oh my god, that sentence was weird. There have been several such suicidal charges since the battle began, but so far, not one group had made it close enough for Akane to draw his sword, or even to properly hear their screams. Just as the rebels are all dressed in kimono and hakama, the underground complex had been constructed in traditional Japanese style, all wood paneled hallways and tatami floored rooms. There's even a well-maintained rock garden for some unfathomable reason. It's as though a Sengoku period castle has been recreated underground. In which case, this is that castle fall. Akane can barely suppress a chuckle at this thought. To think that an underground castle can fall, how much lower can this place possibly go? Yeah, if you think about this, this is pretty ironic that you have castle underground and it can fall. We had to come up with the answer. Could he really be blamed for choosing hell? The demonic shadows dancing in the light of the inferno makes this seems the deepest pit of the underworld. The fire was meant only to incite chaos and separate the enemy into smaller groups, making it easier for the guardsmen to execute their surround and pound strategy. Anything more than that would just get in the way. However, it seems that he underestimated how weak the base wooden floors and paper walls would be to flame. How can you underestimate, like, paper walls? What the actual fuck? Are you serious? Akane, you're living in Japan. How? Are they like... Are these walls like actually like in reality pretty sturdy to fire? Because how you can underestimate this? Like what? Looking up, he can already see a thin gray haze gathering at the ceiling. He hadn't expected the smoke to build this quickly. An underground complex such as this should have good ventilation, but looks like it isn't enough to handle a fire this large. So everyone will just like die through like CO2, I guess. Thinking back to the report from Kazama, I can realize that this is no time to be playing general. It's time to move. His warrior instincts order him to take action. At the same time, the captain speaks up to a hesitant tone.
武田様、川森隊長より怪盗に投降を促すべきではないかと再考を求める意見具申が。
変身しろ。
いかに。
てめえの股間をてめえで刺せ。以上。
Wow. 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 Akane is such a savage.
野郎がそれでもまだうだうだ抜かすようだったら、遺言状と自制の句と財産分与目録書いて
Wow. 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 The captain must be getting used to Akane ways. He put up only a token show of resistance before relying Akane words to the radio operator, who also performed his duty with mechanical precision. Akane is confident that the state-of-the-art radio will transmit his orders clearly even in this underground city.
ここは任す。
Facility, sorry. Nice radio, Akane thinks as he walks off into the flames. No one follow him. He's not one of theirs. The captain shouts something at his back, shouts. Akane can make it out, so he doesn't bother to turn around. Too much trouble. I guess I wonder if that's something actually important. Maybe he should actually listen to that. Let's see. Is there going to be the phone call? Is it? Okay, we are starting with some technique. Ah, Karu no Ryu, Itomaki. Oh, where are we? Wait, what? Why we suddenly change places? What? In answer to his opponent, downwards slash to the wrist, Akane merely sweeps upward without putting any strength into his arms. Naturally, his sword is struck back down. He does not resist his enemy force, however, and instead uses the momentum gained from the blow to spin his sword with a swift circle that brings it down on top of that man's own wrists. A wrist to wrist counter, as it were. Okay, that's actually cool. I never like that ever happened before. Actually, first time seeing this move. The simple yet utterly practical technique afford Akane foe no time to react. A tank echoes down the hall as the black-cloaked warrior right hand hits the floor. Also, I made a vote poll on Community Tab recently. I didn't like check or like know exactly which soundtrack is which in Hanachirasu yet because I don't have like extra, but I know there's like Blade Art soundtrack, like first and second, and then we have third and fourth for Muramasa, right? And ask you about which of the Blade Art soundtrack is the best for you. And to my surprise, like most of you said that superior one is actually second soundtrack from Hanachirasu. So you can let me know in the comments when we reach the point when is the Blade Arts 2, basically. Is it this one? Or is it something else? Because I don't know. I think the one that we had in the beginning was Blade Arts 1. Actually, I should check the comments. Because I remember that was... name was in the comment. Maybe that was second one. I forgot, it's been a while. But yeah. I will check that comment from the first episode actually. Because... yeah. But if that's not the second one, then... you can let me know when the second one is. Maybe it's this one. The simple yet utterly practical technique affords Akane foe no time to react. A tank echoes down the hall as the black-clothed warrior right hand hits the floor. With his second strike, Akane takes the man's head. The man does not resist, though it will never be known whether he resigned himself to his fate or was simply unable to defend with one hand. Okay, so basically Akane just went ahead and he's like in the place that is not at fire yet. Okay. The Hokutomo no Kai boasts its own school of swordsmanship. Its name is unknown, but it is said to have been developed by none other than the Kai's leader himself. Most Hokutomo no Kai swordsmen have received training in this style. Its techniques have a strong emphasis on strikes to the wrist. A thin trickle of blood flows from Akane's right wrist, where his enemy's sword shore off a single layer of skin. This wound is not a sign of failure, but merely the necessary price for the execution of his technique. After spitting on it once for a good measure, Akane resumes his march. Okay. The rebels' forces are still in the complete disarray, and if the Takigawa guardsmen slew their leader as Akane ordered, there should be no chance of them regrouping. Though alone, Akane has no fear that he might be surrounded by a significantly larger force. The hallway ahead is dim, lit by, not by fluorescent tubes, but by paper lanterns. Akane wondered briefly if such an impractical choice serves any purpose other than ornamentation. He certainly doesn't recall conversation being part of the Hokutomo no Kai platform. I mean, they probably have some like underground meetings, right? With like their supporters, because they need like financial support and stuff, right? So probably some people, like some powerful people maybe, that have a lot of money supports them, and they have like some meetings. So yeah, there can be conversation. He proceeds silently down the hallway, hoping that the terrorists took measures to prevent the unhappy union of burning oil and wooden floor. His quiet tread is not out of embarrassment of walking with shoes on, of course, but a precaution against blundering into an ambush. If one is not careful, hardwood floors can easily give away one's position. Yep, pretty much. Take, for example, the harsh rhythm suddenly being drowned out against the floor behind him. Shit, more than I expected. Cursing his own carelessness, Akane turns to face his foe. In less than a half second, he's ready to battle. Alas, his swift reaction is meaningless.
なんだ
Oh,
ついてきたのか
that's these guys. I wonder if they are like betraying him. This is my prediction right now. Because he's... I swear, these guys just don't like what he's doing and they just betray him. It must be... I swear it. Is it? Or maybe not? I predict them to betray him. So they can like always tell like other people that he died in flames or in battle because there was chaos, you know? Because they definitely don't like him. And some of them might probably want to like kill him or something. Takigawa commander approaches at the jog, stepping casually over the terrorists Akane just killed. Behind him is a squad of 4 guardsmen. Akane resumes walking without waiting for them to catch up. He didn't ask for backup, but they are not bothersome enough to send away.
式はどうした
倉木に副長に委任してきました。
平気なのかよ、
俺より優秀です。
Is it merely his imagination, or is there a hint of informality in the commander's half-joking tone? Whatever the case, it hardly matters. With only a perfunctory snort of acknowledgement, the other man words, Akane turns his thoughts elsewhere. I swear he's going to betray him. Now then, is he here? Yeah, he's looking for Igarasu. In all honesty, Akane was never confident that his quarry, who likely just joined the rebels recently, would be present at their headquarters. He has come prepared for either eventually. If he fails to find Igarasu, then he will simply finish exterminating these pests and leave. If Igarasu is here, however, then Akane would like to encounter him as soon as possible. That said, he would also prefer not to run into him before the rebels' forces have been annihilated. It would not do to have outsiders present at the battle. What Akane desires, more than anything else in this world, is to face Igarasu alone, someplace where nothing will come between them. Of course, there's no guarantee that things will go so smoothly. Guess I'll just gotta trust my luck, Akane tells himself. In which case, his odds aren't too bad. Fate hasn't betrayed him this far, at least. Okay, let's see.
この辺りはどの隊の
Why now he will not find him.
ここは
He's chilling at tea. Akane hears the rustling of paper as the man behind him unfolds the battlefield map.
日空五木隊ですね。
Okay.
音がしねえな。
はあ、確かに。
It's not absolute silence, of course, but the sound of battle are far from in distance. The block is empty of both clashing steel and the screams of dying men.
制圧を終え、別のブロックに移動したのでは。
Yeah, possible.
野良犬どもがバタバタ倒れてるしな。
はい。
けど血が匂うのはなんでだ？
Oh?
やたら匂わねえか？
それは当然のことでは。
周りをよく。
No one speaks for 5 seconds. The time it takes to Commander to arrive at the summarization of the scanner.
そうか。我々の武器は鉄痕。
So they would not make bleeding wounds. It will like destroy internal organs, crush bones and stuff. So you wouldn't like smell that much blood. You would just kill without like bleeding much.
ああ、そんな派手に血は出ねえ。出るのは奴らの刀で英士が切られた場合だ。
では、
俺の月にもケチがついたかな。
It's not him. Which is not to say that Igarasu could not slay the entire squad of guardsmen. I kinda simply can't imagine him doing so under these circumstances. He hates needless killing. He would avoid combat and go straight for the head. In fact, that is the very reason Akane left the heavily defended command center. By avoiding the place Igarasu is most likely to appear, he can buy time to finish annihilating the rebels. Once the job is finished, it will be easier for Igarasu to attack him out here in the open. Makes sense. Akane is smart. They turned the corner.
ほらな。
あちゃ
Okay, hi. New character. Tall character. With 2 swords. Okay. Akane smiles, indulging in a moment of self-congratulation. The other man, meanwhile, raises a hand to his forehead in mock distress. Akane doesn't recognize him. Okay, I thought like he knows him, but apparently not. He seems harmless at the first glance. Or would he not, for the 3 guardsmen lying dead at his feet?
五木。
One of the bodies must belong to the captain, whose squad was assigned to this area. Though identifying much is a matter for his next of kin, Akane can't be bothered with such trifles. I wonder if this guy is also strong enough to be Akane opponent. Seems like he's also employed to the Kais. I don't remember. Sodome no Kai? To the Kais. I would call them Kais. He directs his full attention to the man in the brown kimono, focusing particularly upon the sword tucked into the bandan of his hakama. The man is stroking his jaw pensively, though his expression lacks the tension one would expect of someone facing 6 men. Of course, Akane can hardly imagine a face such as his ever appearing tense. Yeah, okay. So he's probably pretty intensely strong.
困ったな。もう逃げるつもりだったのに。どうしよう。どうすれば、どうしたらいいと思います？
Ah,
俺に聞くのか？
ええ、あなたは見るからに親切そう
Not exactly.
ではないけど、割といい人そう
Okay.
ってこともなく、どっちかっていうと悪人っぽいものの、根は優しそうに見えなくもなくもなく
Yeah, about that. About that. He's pretty evil. For some reason, the man seems to lose confidence with each second that he examines Akana. He soon comes to a conclusion.
うわあ、根性ひん曲がってそう
Wow. Akana laughs brightly at this, then after a moment thought points to the floor with a grin.
油、
はい、血ですよそれ。
フライパン、
床のことですか？
コンロ、
あれは火事では。
What is there like alchemy? What? They can understand each other with this conversation. What the fuck? Good one.
肉、
私
Wow. As the man points to himself in confusion, Akane claps his hand and declares,
クッキングタイム。
Wow. Wow. I love him. He's so good. Oh my god.
なんか私すっげえ怖い人に出会っちゃってませんか？
Yeah, pretty much. Unless you are pretty strong as well and you can handle him.
焼いてから切るべきか、切ってから焼くべきか、そこが問題だな。
Okay.
いや調理目的で私を殺そうとすることが第一の
Okay.
問題だと思うんですけど。
Interesting thing. He didn't like mention in translation killing, but he said korose, so he's talking about killing him.
いや調理目的で私を殺そうとすることが第一の
Yeah,
問題
that you want to kill me. The problem is that you want to kill me. That's what he said. But hey, I like how he actually translated this. This is pretty fun. It's
問
funny.
題か？
そこ
And
で
fits
言
him.
うのはよしましょう。素直に納得する路線で、人として倫理観を大切にして。
うむ。
ええ、倫理。
よし。お前はクジラか？
Okay.
違いますけど。
じゃ問題ねえな。
え、それだけですか、倫理？
Akane takes one step closer to the flabberboxed man. I'll be right back. 1 second. Even at this distance, Akane's impression of him does not change. Of medium height and build, the medium possesses no remarkable features, except perhaps for his unnaturally squinty eyes. Well, he is probably insanely strong. Characters like that are always strong. He appears perfectly harmless, the sort of man who would unlikely to notice, let alone remember, if past the street. That's why he is dangerous, because you let your guard down next to him. In other words, he's perfect assassin. Or that, yeah. I can only thank his luck for allowing them to meet on the battlefield instead of the crawled avenue. Akane is not the only one moving. At some point, the man has begun to shift to a position where the corpse of the man he killed will not impede his footwork. And all the while, he keeps talking.
そこを通してもらえると、お互いにとって有益だと思うんですけど
Yeah,
ね。
perfect assassin.
なんかくれるのか？
そういう意味じゃないんですけどね。あなたの心配をしてあげたんですけどね。けどここは私が大人になりましょう。お金あげます。
Okay.
いくら？
100円。
Okay. Okay, I like this guy. Oh my god.
いいのか？それでいいのか？お前の命の値段だぞ。
わかりました。110円。
Oh wow, he just lowered that.
よし。じゃあ110円やるから殺させろ。
Okay. What do you mean 110? Is it mistranslation? Is it like typo?
よし。じゃあ110円やるから殺させろ。
Yeah, he said yen. I think he made him in yen. 100 yen. And not 10. So I think this is the typo. But you can let me know in the comments. Maybe it means something.
あれ
As the man continues this unexpected counter-offer, Akane halts his advance. The two are still slightly out of combat range. Oh, whoa. Whoa, okay. This looks sick. I don't... Like, his kimono, because of how it's like... Look at that. These flowers together with like these like shades of red, it looks like he's like walking with a robe that's covered in blood. Did you realize that? I just like look at this screen and I see this like he's like covered in blood basically. This is cool, actually. This is a sick design. Akane's sword is hanging loosely from his right hand. This is not a significant disadvantage. Even from this position, Akane is confident that he can attack in practically a single motion. The other man seems even less ready than Akane. His sword is still encased firmly in its sheath, with both of his hands dangling at sides. What he can possibly do from such position? Only one thing. EI. Oh, yeah. So basically drawing and slashing instantly. EI is the art of drawing the sword and attacking in a single fluid motion, yeah. Okay. Such technique are used primarily for surprise attacks, or in the event that one is caught with his sword sheathed. They are not generally suited for face-to-face encounters. That said, they are not entirely useless either. EI has the advantage of cancelling the swords within a sheath, making it difficult for one opponent to grasp the weapon effective range. Even now, Akane is only able to guess the likely length of his enemy sword. Isn't the length of the sword like the length of the sheath? So it should be easy to say, right? Why it's difficult? I mean, it kinda is possible, I guess. He like covered like smaller sword in the longer sheath, but that would only mean that his range is either like this long or it's like shorter. Why it's difficult? I don't know. I don't know how the combat works. Why you're not sure? Akane stops, drawing breath. The body's response are slowed during the inhalation. Instead, he exhales in short, shallow intervals, ready for the moment, and he will dash forward with a single, sharp burst of air. The man opens his mouth. As expected, he only exhales. This warrior too know that a man is most vulnerable during inhalation.
100万円に訂正していいですか
Wow.
じゃあねえな。
持ってませんよね100万円
ねえよ。
Wow.
安心しました
じゃあ100万円よこせ。見逃してやるから。
分割でいいですかいやなんかいいように騙されてませんか私
Nice one. Yeah, like, what the fuck are you two doing? The commander voice cuts in like the prodding finger in Akane's back. He must be wondering what in the world is going on.
武田様、この男、
Shut up! Though he does not know it, his words are equivalent of the starter gun, and the trigger has just been pulled. Oh shit, okay. Okay, let's do it! Akane against some stranger that's like apparently assassin, I think. Akane takes one step forward with his foot, right, and bends his left knee slightly. By these tiny motions, the distance between them collapses right into Akane's range. At exactly the same time, the man's sandaled feet Kick off from the floor. Here he comes. Akane is not surprised by that. He knew that his opponent too had bent his knees in preparation for a charge. That is the very reason he advanced, to invade the man's attack. What it will be? Will he come high or low? From left or the right? Will he aim for the head, the gut, or stride for the throat? Will he lead with a feint? Or will he... Oh? Something he didn't expect? The man is gone. Wait, what? Something about this impossible scene triggered Akane's memory. Quicker than thought, a flash of pure instinct impels him to throw himself onto his back. From the floor, he catches a glimpse of something passing out of sight. A man flying overhead so high as to be almost touching the ceiling. He just jumped above him, what the fuck? Okay, this guy have like some serious leg muscles, what the fuck? He's flying. The man is flying. It's hard to believe that such a thing is possible without wings. Surely the man's legs must be made of pistons rather than flesh and bone, yeah? Or perhaps the floor is really solid steel, not wood. The man had electromagnetics hidden in his sandals that could be activated with the push of the button. Whatever the case, mankind has finally achieved the miracle of unaided flight. Great. No doubt whoever developed this technique will supplant the Wright brothers in the annals of scientific fame. Good job. Or not. The point is, how is this possible? Yeah, that's my question. Akane, however, already knows the answer. Okay. The man Miracle's flight was the product of nothing more than length, strength, and acrobatic skill. With this alone, he was able to leap over the heads of 6 men. What the actual fuck? Can you do this? Oh my god. Okay, you cannot do this in real life. Like, okay, this is actually the fantasy part of the game. Akane remembers Igarasu once saying something about supplementing the body's natural jumping power by utilizing the elasticity of the floor. What the hell does that mean anyway? It's not a goddamn trampoline. It kinda is, like, it can bend. A bit. After completing his inhuman flight over the dumbstruck onlookers, the man makes a graceful landing and takes off running the corridor. Okay, I like this guy. He just entirely ignored Akane and ran away. What a Chad. Actually Chad. By the time his sentence finished, he has already vanished around the far corner. What the fuck? Akane frowns as he watches the 4 guardsmen go racing off in hot pursuit. Tricky son of a bitch. He gets to his feet, tasting the bitterness of rejection. Stronger yet, however, is his surprise. That jump. Even considering his use of the wall as the springboard, the height and advantage distance traveled were nothing less than superhuman. Never in the wildest dreams did Akane imagine that there could be 2 men on Earth capable of such feat. Yeah, I was like wondering why he said that, like why he had like triggered memory of something. Who's the second man? Is that Igarasu?
にしてもこの美青年に何言いやがったあの野郎。
Okay. Akane resumes walking deeper into the bowl of the complex. Also, we'll probably meet this guy again. Like, definitely. Akane resumes walking deeper into the bowels of the complex. The encounter just now still bothers him somewhat, but ultimately that man is unrelated to Akane's objective. Leave him to the guardsmen, not that Akane believes they will catch him. A few moments pass in silence, and then he suddenly speaks over his shoulder.
お前は追わないのか?
Hi.
The commander is still following him. I swear this guy is a traitor. There's no way. He knows exactly the right distance to keep, Akane observes, far enough away that he won't be impediment during combat, and close enough that he will be able to protect Akane rear, but not so close as to place Akane within striking range of his weapon. Oh, okay. Interesting. So he's playing very safe. If he's actually a traitor, then walking just outside of the striking range is very smart of him. He can like take Akane off guard with this. A fine balance. Speaking of decades of battlefield experience that he doubtless has on Akane.
あなたの身柄の方が心配です。
心配なのはてめえの首だろ。
もちろん。
堂々とうなずくところじゃねえぞ。
Wow.
そうですね。あんたが映ったらしい。
Akane glances behind him. At some point, the commander's expression has ceased to be that of an honest man struggling to keep up with the whims of the younger superior. Now he wears a bold and an apologetic smile. There is even a hint of friendliness in his eyes.
あんたか。
は、失礼を。
What if I'm wrong?
いいよ。敬意のない敬語よかマシだ。
The commander does not respond, only smiles. But nor does he seem to desire silence. Turning away, Akane decides to give him an opening. Okay, so he is a traitor and Akane is like, yeah, let him do what he wants. Okay.
何か言いたそうだな。言えよ。今だから聞いて。
Several seconds pass in silence as the man searches for the right words. When he finally speaks, however, those words lack the tact he might be expected from such lengthy consideration.
あんたはひどいガキだな。
Yeah.
ガキって年じゃないつもりだが。
You sound like, I don't know, 50-year-old.
でもガキだろ
う。自分は大人だって自慢したがるやつほど他人を子供扱いしたがるんだ。
Wow.
俺と比較して言ってるわけじゃない。見たままを言ってる。自分の都合しか考えてない。他人の価値は自分にどう役立つかだけ。まあ子供ってのはみんなそうだが、普通は大きくなるにつれて周りがわがままを認めなくなるから、それじゃあ世の中通らないんだと分かってくる。あんたの場合、わがままを押し通せる力を持ってるってのが厄介だ。
Makes sense.
金持ちの御曹司向けの説教に聞こえるな。
違いない。よく似てる。だが金持ちの子供の力ってのはつまるところ自分自身の力じゃない。
Okay, good point.
親の力だ。だから自由に使うってわけにはいかない。最低限の
Yeah, minimum self-control, but I kinda just like have no control.
見てきたような言い草じゃねえか。
見てきたさ、ユミ様。だからわかるよ。あんたが頼む力は紛れもなく自分の力だ。あんたはそれを誇っている。
Okay.
だから駆使することにためらいな
Maybe he just don't like him, maybe he's not a traitor?
自分の力を自分で使っているだけだ。なぜ恥じる必要があるってとこだろ。
そんな風に思ったことはあるよ、実際。
周りのみんなに迷惑をかけてはいけないってのがそういうやつにするべき説教なんだけどな。
Yeah, pretty much.
お前、俺に説教する方法探してるのか？
そういうつもりじゃないが、でも一応言っとくか。
Ah.
そんな
Okay, so maybe he will not attack him. So I was wrong. But still we have like some... Yeah. Pretty much he's showing up that he don't really like him. As expected.
長続きしないよ。所詮あんたの力は個人の力だ。一時期世間を引っかき回すことはできても、すぐにその巻き返しがあんたを襲う。
I mean, he's not wrong.
意味深い忠告じゃねえか。一応なんかで言ってほしくないもんだ。
けどあんた、そんなこと分かってるだろ。そうとしか見えない。分かってて、その生き方やってるようにしか見えないんだよ。
Yeah, you cannot really defeat like, for I don't know, like 50 people surrounding you. You're just one guy with high, like, skill cap, basically.
じゃあ、俺は破滅主義者。
Pretty much, yes.
気になるのはそこだな。破滅願望じゃない。ありがちな刹那主義とも違う。 なんていうか、
He's bored, yeah.
なんだよ。
多分あんたは
A thunderous boom shakes the underground complex. As per Akane orders, the guardsmen on the surface must have used the bulldozers to collapse the fake storehouse, thereby sealing the enemy escape route. And Akane and the older man exchange a few words, impregnable amid the roar. The length of the noise fades, and silence returns once more to the battlefield.
立ち入ったことを聞いても構わないか？
もう好きにしろよ。答えるかどうかは知らないけど。
Okay, makes sense.
子供の頃に両親を亡くしたり、
Wow.
まだ生きてる。多分。
I think, okay, so he probably escaped from house or something?
多分ってのは
ここ何年か家族には会ってねえから。
追い出されたのか？
いや、俺が
Yep, as expected.
虐待でも受けていたのか？
本気で立ち入ってくるな、お前。普通の親だったよ。
そうか。
Okay.
家族は
Not really. He has sister, we know that.
いや、姉がいる。この人は親よりもいい人間かも。
Okay. And you keep contact with her, but not with parents. And it seems like parents don't contact your sister as well. Because, like, if he have contact with his sister, but not with his parents, that mean he don't, like, she also don't have contact with parents. Because otherwise, like, he would meet with parents through his sister, right?
子供の自分、両親の留守中に家が火事になったことがあったんだが、姉さんは
Whoa!
自分を盾にして俺をかばってくれてさ。
Wow, nice. That's an older sister protecting younger brother. Good siblings. Akane recalls Shaw, his sister. Perhaps her name, meaning life, invited the mischief of some trickster god. In the end, she gave her life to save another. But she's still alive, so what?
おかげで自分は大やけどして。
Oh.
俺の前ではいつも明るく振る舞ってた。
Oh. Huh. So is she like paralyzed because of the burns? How badly you need to be burned to be paralyzed?
多分俺に負い目を感じさせたくなかったんだろうな。そんな人だよ。
Ah, makes sense. Because, yeah, if you think from her perspective, she would be like, what if he thinks that because he's so weak, he was so weak back then, I needed to protect him? Why, like, what if she like have this kind of thoughts? If Akane thinks that way, that makes sense. Why she would like smile and stuff.
好きか？
ああ、家族はみんな嫌いじゃないよ、俺は。
Okay. So you also like your parents, okay? You're weird.
なんだ？俺みたいなのは必ず恵まれない家庭環境を背負って。
Man, you look perfectly normal from like childhood perspective, I guess, outside of like fire.
正直に言えば
貧困な発想だな。人がどうかなるのに。
True.
いちいち親なんて必要ねえさ。
Entirely true.
じゃあ何が必要だったんだ？
さあね。とりあえずお前が同情して涙を流したくなるような話は俺にはしてやれそうもない。そいつを期待してるんだったら悪かったな。
いや、
そろそろ黙ろうや。忘れてたけどここ敵地の真ん中だしな。
最後に一ついいか？
Okay.
なんだよ。
俺の甥も英士やってるんだ。第二管理局で
Okay.
桂庭京子の部下だった。
Oh,
ここの連中が襲撃をかけたあの夜にちょうど当番でな。
maybe he died. A lot of guardsmen died there.
危うく死にかけたが、赤い着物の
Oh!
女だかわからないやつのおかげでどうにか助かったと言う。
Oh, that's the guy that was like on the ground, I guess? And someone was like above him and almost like kill him? That's the guy? I think that was the situation.
もう少しマシな表現しろよな。さっきの野郎といい。
Girly man. Crimson.
あんたはひどいガキだ。
おい、それマシな表現のつもりか？
最悪のガキだが、あんたは社長の愛人で逆らえば首が飛ぶ。どうしようもない。
Okay.
だから俺のことは好きに使え。
So he's actually lover of her? Ah. Okay. Then thought like they like actually lovers? But seems like that's the case then. I thought like he's just a mercenary hired by them, but there's more between them, I guess.
何でもやってやる。
最初からそのつもりだ。
だろうと思って。
Thus ends the conversation between Akane and Takigawa Captain, whose name he never asked. Yeah, like he don't care. After some time, the hallway ends in a single room. Its door slid open. From the outside, the room appears to be empty, but Akane has a feeling that there are rebels lurking in shadows. Therefore, he sends the guard captain in first. Immediately upon crossing the threshold, the man is cut down where he stands. Great, we lost Captain! God damn it. That was very short-living. Three of them. Okay, we're going to see some insane show from Akane, I guess. These rebel swordsmen are obviously well trained. Rush, attack, and withdrawal were all accompanied in the blink of an eye. In the room once again appear empty from the outside. Yeah, so they're basically making ambush for anyone who enters. Nonetheless, Akane did not miss the flashes of steel, nor fail to count the charging footsteps. 3 enemies. No more. Unless some of them were just not moving. You need to take this into account, Akane. Because it's entirely possible. Alright then. Akane goes over his options, though it is hardly necessary to weigh them. He has 2 choices. Either he walks into enemy ambush alone, or he summons a squad of guardsmen and has taken the room. The first choice is stupidly dangerous. Only a madman would willingly take on 3 foes at once. The second choice was not only ensures victory, but also allows him to avoid the danger. The only damage is that he would have to waste a few minutes waiting for reinforcements. As expected, the current path is clear as per day. Just charge in. Yeah, okay. When fighting multiple opponents, these are the rules that must be followed. Okay, some new rules that we never heard. Seize the flow of battle. Under no circumstances surrender to the initiative. Makes sense. So control the battlefield and the flow of fight. Even when you must defend, it should never be for defense alone. Yeah, you should like defend and attack at the same time. Stay on the offensive and ensure that every movement, whenever yours or enemy, is of your design. Should you fail at this, majority rule will instantly take effect. The greater number will always win. Become the dictator, yet absolute tyrant, and rule the masses with an iron fist. Fortunately, the enemy is still confident that their formation will work against Akane. There's no reason he should give them a few minutes or even seconds to recover from excitement of having just defeated the foe. Yeah. Okay. In a short sprint built to momentum, Akane launches into the room. His legs high, as though performing the long jump. He sails over the dead captain, feeling the cold sensation of blades passing scant millimeters of his skin. Upon landing, he simultaneously draws his sword, and without rising from the crouch, spins clockwise. On his left foot, his blade shines, tracing a circle of light in the air. Okay, so how he basically instantly slashing without knowing where the enemy is, but he expects them to attack him. So this is just like attack that's like ensures his safety, but also attacking because he like draw the range around him. Okay. So yep, okay. He sees 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 steps back in the hustle. In a haste, his sword gazes one, cutting no more than a layer of clothing. No matter. His first move was not meant to wound, but to halt the enemy charge. Yep. This scanned their position and disrupt their timing. Akane knows that he had thwarted their attack, plan of attack. This is cool how they... I like how they did it. Kinda. Not entirely, but kinda. Like, I don't like how they obscure this view at the center with his face. I would like this to like be visible. I would like to see this clearly, like Akane in the middle and stuff. And then when I click, like having this bigger picture of this one. This is actually cool, like design of CG, but I don't like how they instantly disrupt the middle one. The turrets disperse in triangular formation, rising from his turn in a single fluid motion. Akane steps in against one of the points with his right foot. At the same time, he raises his blade to hide Jodan, its tip nearly touching the sling beams. He hears the enemy gasp beneath his mask. No one in his right mind would attack someone with such aggressive stance. Even a fool could see that the outcome would be mutual destruction. The rebel locks his joints, trading speed and mobility for strength of defense. For at least 1 second, his opponent will be unable to attack. The remaining 2 warriors attack simultaneously, aiming for Akane's unprotected back. This is exactly what we predicted would happen. But it would be a poor joke to name him a puppet. So yeah, basically he stopped movement for a second of the guy before him because he's forced to defend, and he will not attack this guy, he will attack the guys that attack him. This is pretty good. This future is not one that he saw in some vision, but the one that he himself created. Yep. Okay, cool. His shift legs and leaps back to the right, slashing down on the same motion with perfect timing. His counter catches one attacker in mid-charge, sending him down in a spray of blood. Though he had no time to glimpse his enemy face, Akane images that he died with confusion upon it, or perhaps he never got a chance to wonder why. Next, Akane pivots. Using the momentum of his turn to slash upwards at the terrorist whose sword just sliced through empty air where Akane had been a moment before. Akane's strike is infinitely faster than his enemy recovery. Herein lies the unbridgeable gap between he who rules the battlefield and those who are his subjects. For a split second, Akane meets his foe's eye. He sees the shame of defeat, and at the same time realizes with sudden clarity. Woman? Okay. The cat. Okay, this one also like doesn't have helmet. You can see it's a girl. And on this one you can see butt, I guess. Think about it. The cat. Continuing the upward motion of his swing, Akane brings his sword again to the high Jodan and faces off once more with his opponent. This time, the man does not hesitate. Roaring mightily, he charges Akane with no thought to the falling comrades underfoot. A fine attack indeed. The speed and strength of his falling slash leave nothing to be desired. However, they say, too little, too late. Still deflected, huh? Okay, this is actually very... Okay, now, okay, I'm not disappointed anymore. This is actually pretty cool. We have like a comic book. We had first like just a little bit of this center, and then we just went like through every panel here. It's like in manga. Akane's sword flashes. It's perfectly mirroring... its path perfectly mirroring his foes. The two blades meet in mid-air, colliding with equal speed and power. Only one, however, is struck aside. How can two equal attacks have such a different results? The answer lies in the direction of force. The terrorist's attack was intended to cleave open Akane's head, while the purpose of a counter-strike was ever to deflect the former. They may be equal in speed and strength, but that alone does not decide the battle. By his technique, called Kiritoshi, Akane's sword neutralized its counterpart, slices of the enemy ear. Oh, and continues straight down through the collarbone into the heart. Oh, okay. That was one shot. The victor has been decided. Oh, that now they're showing like full thing. Okay, I like this. I was afraid they will not show it, but they actually show it. That's cool. Okay. Thus, Akane becomes the merciless tyrant, the one dominating the many through manipulation, oppression, and total exploitation. Karanuryu Kasha. Okay. So this whole thing is the name of like set of movements or something? Oh! Seems like Akane have a lot of time. After fight, Akane tears off the mask. Beneath it, he finds a pale, refined face that lacks any hints of manliness. He opens the front of the garments and finds bare skin, round and soft, like two boiled eggs. Something about those eyes, along with faint feminine odor, led him to reverse his blade, just as he delivered the blow. Oh my god, he literally just like didn't kill her because just he wanted to have some fun? Oh my god. Okay. Still, the blow from the Akane's sword's flat seems to have paralyzed her. Or perhaps it's just the shame of the defeat. I mean, she just fought like she would die. Yeah, that's actually not the best situation to be in. She punches him harmlessly on the shoulder, but he pays no attention to her weak resistance. His hand continues to dance around her twin mounts. I think after reading Muramasa, I'm used to this. If this is predecessor to Muramasa, then this is good introduction to some fucked up stuff.
やめてほしいならやめてやろうか。
Wait, what? A flicker of hope passed through her eyes. At that moment, Akane quickly undoes his belt. He exposes his underwear. Okay, that's why he will stop. Yeah, makes sense. Akane ignores her expression of disbelief and makes a declaration.
代わりにお前がしてくれるってんならやめてやる。
He grabs her left arm. As he says it, he guides her, the arm, still somewhat paralyzed, down between his legs and his crotch. She can like crush his balls, probably, right?
そう邪険にするなよ。どうせお前こんな穴蔵で野郎どもと一緒に暮らしてたんだ。連中の
Wow,
下の面倒も見
that's
てやってたんだろ。
that's heavy. Oof,
俺のも可愛がってや
that's a hit.
侮辱するな。我々は大義のために。
Yeah. They all are like brave warriors fighting for the cause. So yeah, little by little, tears pool in the corners of her eyes. As she lies there, seemingly unable to work the energy to even wipe her fingers, he removes the cloth wrapped around her abdomen.
お前初めてか。
Well, this is even worse then. Well, shit.
やめてやってもいいけど。
She says nothing, proving that she's not so brain damaged, as if forgotten what happened 5 minutes ago. Yep. Akane responds.
だだろ。
I'm sorry. What was that? Akane responds to her suspicious glare with a dismissive snort. Okay.
やめてほしいならちゃんと言えよ。許してください。処女なんです。乱暴に犯さないでくださいって。
どこまでも人をバカにして。
それも嫌か。じゃあ俺の好きなようにするまでだな。
You won't do anyway. This is so fucked up. God damn it.
しょうがねえよな。
Oh, shit.
欲しくないならはっきりそう言ってもらわないと困るが、言わねえし。ノーと言えない日本人は国際社会じゃ通用しねえんだよ。ここ日本だけど。ま、そういうことでいただきます。
Wow, he just said itadakimasu. Oh my god.
言いたいことがあるならさっさと言え。ん？
して
聞こえねえよ。
許してください。
Oh yeah, okay.
ふん。
処女なんです。棒に犯さないでください。
Okay, that's what I kinda wanted to hear. What a little sadist, god damn it. To Akana, the tears running down her cheeks seem fragments of her shattered heart. He finds the sight strangely attractive.
よしよし。よく言えたな。じゃ、聞いてやらないと。
He softly cups her jaw.
なあ。
He then grips it tightly and seals her lip with his own. While staring into her shocked white eyes, Akana tastes the sweetness of her lips. There is a sense that comes after a moment lapse, as but his dessert. When she realizes that she can get away and open her mouth instead, it is doubtless to attempt to bite off his tongue. But with Akana's hand gripping her jaw, it's impossible. Her only option is to endure Akana plundering of her mouth until he chooses to release her.
お前の頼みは聞いてやるよ。犯すのはやめだ。
I'm not buying that Akana. Are you really?
優しく抱いてやる。
Oh. See? For her it's pretty much the same. God fucking damn it, Akana.
どうしよう。中に出しちまおうか。
Oh, I bet he will.
当然
Pretty much, yeah.
中に。
分かってきたじゃねえか。
He knows that this is his right by the laws of nature. After all, he is the victor.
お前は敗者だ。戦に負けたら女は戦利品としてぶんどられるもんだって昔から決まってんだろ。お前をどうしようが俺の自由なんだよ。犯してはらませようが誰からも文句言われる筋合いじゃねえ。
As her body accepts everything he has to give, the woman, her tear-streaked face trembling, whispers those words. Wow, we have like just a talk aftermath. What the actual fuck? Really? Just like that? You just have talk now. Probably before killing her. Ah! Why, Nitro Plus? Why you are doing this? Help! Why everyone must be fucked up? Ah! The girl says nothing at first. Not that he expected her to immediately whip out a map with a big red X marking Higar's location. Rather, he imagines that the next words of her mouth will be a question of her own. That's usually how these things go, isn't it? She pulls her discarded kimono loosely over her naked torso, then looks up. Her response does not betray Akana's expectations.
どうしてそんなことを聞くの？
Yeah.
用があるんだよ。
知らない。
そっか。じゃあ体に効くしかねえな。
Wow! That's one way to like make questions. Well, shit. She doesn't care anymore, I guess. What the fuck? I mean, she cares, but it's not like she can do anything at this point. It's clearly stronger, like better swordsman. Like, he can just cut her whole head off. He just defeated like 3 guys. I mean, like 2 guys and 1 girl. 2 warriors. In like single swift combat, so... Yeah! It's already a mutual on how to be most a cliched interrogator possible. There is little doubt that a kind of thinly veiled threat would be one of the first techniques taught. He's playing the role perfectly. So why does he feel that something doesn't make sense? Well, he just said. Huh. Nemesis is soft for him when the one suddenly speaks, her voice shaking with fury.
もうしたじゃないの。なん
だよな。
Yeah?
でする前に聞かないのよ。
What is this conversation? You are freaking enemies! Why would he ask in this situation? Like, he just defeated you. He's cold-blooded and he clearly is your enemy. It's not like he will ask you because he have like pure heart and like he won't be lovely and everything. It's not like he loves you or anything. What even is this question in this situation?
悪い。順番間違えた。
Okay. He raises his hand in apology. Needless to say, she is not pleased. If her eyes could generate physical force, then her glare would undoubtedly be able to sink even the battleship Daiteki. Okay, what's the battleship Daiteki? Someone please help me in the comments. I have no idea what that is. Is it famous battleship? Or it's not. Or maybe it's just in the game. Akane looks away, but unfortunately finds no clever excuses written on the walls or ceiling.
ま、実のところ、聞くまでもなかったからな。
Oh,
いい加減になっちまった。
okay.
どういう意味よ。
ここにはいねえんだろ。
Well, pretty much, yeah.
別のアジトにいるのか。普段ここにいるとしても、今はたまたま外出してたか。これだけ時間が経っても、まだ俺の前に出てこねえんだから。
よく知っているのね。
Yeah, pretty much.
ああ、
Akane is confident that he knows Igarasu better than anyone. Even for him, however, there's something that just doesn't make sense.
だから、本当に聞きたいのはそんなことじゃね
He turns to face the woman, effortlessly matching her glare. She flinches, but he ignores it.
え。あいつは、イガラスは、
Yeah,
なんでお前らの仲間
he's clearly a mercenary.
ただ金で雇われただけか
That would be alright. That would be acceptable. Yeah. Like, reason, the money. However,
それとも、あいつにも理想とやらがあるってのかお前らみたいに。
like to free Japan? The Fugatome no Kai wants to destroy the Takigawa Corporation, to them the symbol of Western corruption, and claim independence for Tokyo. Is Igarasu also fighting for the cause? Does he desire something more than vengeance against Akane?
そうなのか
That would be unforgivable. Akane says no more, but the woman nevertheless seems to grasp his intent. Her fear vanishes, replaced by a thin smile.
あなた、名前は？
先に俺の問いに答えろ。その後なら名前でもご趣味でも教えてやる。
Okay. With his left hand, Akane inches his sword out of his sheath. His gaze rims her body, pausing at wrists, ankles, ears, hair, parts that would be easy to cut off. This is no bluff, and she surely knows it. Well, shit! Yet, she still does not back down. Not does her smile fade. Oh, this is going to be bloody.
私が先よ。あなたが私の予想通りの人なら、質問に答えてあげてもいい。
武田茜だ。
やっぱり。だいたい聞いた通りの人間。
Okay.
あなた。
So he talked about you. She burst into peals of laughter, her voice echoing through the underground chamber. To Akane, however, her words are not something that can be laughed off or ignored.
聞いたイガラスにか
ねえ、喜びなさいよ。彼の目的はあなたを殺すことだけだから。そうであってほしい。
Yeah, pretty much.
彼が会に加わったのは目的のために必要だったから。
Okay.
なんでだ
Mutual benefit.
俺を殺すのになんでお前らがいる一人で俺のとこに来りゃいい話だろうが。
I guess I can see why. Because like, if you join the like group of people like this, they have a lot of connections, spies and stuff. So like he can like find him easier, basically. The organization.
バカね、あなた。鏡を見たことある？
She smiles mockingly, an expression which is clearly unfamiliar to her.
自分が模範的な武士に見られるとでも思ってる？ 正々堂々と戦う人間だと？まさかよね。五十嵐は復讐を果たしたいんであって自殺したいんじゃない。滝川に守られているあなたに一人では挑めなかった。
That makes
あな
sense.
たが単独の時を狙おう。
Yeah. I didn't thought about this, but that makes sense. If he would kill Akane, then the whole organization, the whole Takigawa organization would be after him. They would like just unleash all the dogs after him. He would be like, basically, it's like a death sentence.
東京は全域が滝川の支配権みたいなもんだ。俺は携帯のボタンを一つ押すだけで府内のどこにでもごく短時間で援軍を呼べる。
If that's what he thought, then he's dumb.
そういうこと。やっとわかった？
Like, you both want to have a duel.
排除してくれる力を求めて私たちに。
Okay, no. My bad, my bad. Okay, he's not dumb. For Igarasu, this is the matter of revenge. He don't care and don't know what Akane wants. He don't know that Akane wants like genuinely duel with him to death to save his superior. He thinks of him like, you know, just a mercenary that murdering people, and he can just call for reinforcements whenever he wants. So yeah, okay, that makes sense. I can agree. My bad. Having said her piece, she falls silent and looks up at him. He can feel her gaze, boring onto him, but his thoughts are already elsewhere. So that's how it is. Akane grimaces in frustration, no doubt, satisfying the woman immensely. He has no retort. She was absolutely right to accuse him of being blind to his own position. How can I be still stupid? I've just seen this coming. Forget this terrorist. It's the guy I'm working for who's the problem. Akane would never enlist Takigawa aid, but Igarasu has no way of knowing that. Yeah, pretty much. So, I was right. The fact that Akane only realized this now is proof that he was too focused on his goal to be objective. So how can he fix this? Simple. He should leave Takigawa and... Nah, that won't work. Igarasu would likely see this as a trap. Yep, he would be like, why would he leave such a powerful force? Makes sense. Moreover, there is a strong possibility that it could be a fact that could in fact become such. Akane hardly expect Yumi to just leave him alone, regardless of whenever he explains his intent. They'll be forced to hunt each other down under the worst conditions possible. Igarasu fearing Takigawa treachery, and Akane fleeing from his lover's unwanted protection. Akane's destruction of the Hokodome no Kai will have been a wasted effort. So what the hell do I... Oh, she got him! Oh my god, he went careless! I feel satisfaction, actually. Akane is cool, but after the scene that just happened, he deserves the slash to the back. God fucking damn it. The glint of steel streaks towards him, catching him completely by surprise. But Akane body instantly, executing a programmed response. Oh. He kicks off his heel to shift his body backwards. The blade grazes his skin a split second later. At the same time, no, even before that, his right hand leaps to the hilt of his sword, already partially unsheathed, and performs the draw and slash in a single lightning fast motion. Dead. Okay. He feels the dull sensation of his blade cleaving flesh and bone.
バカだな、お前。
Well, shit.
別にお前一人くらいは見逃してやってもよかったのによ。
嘘ね。
Wow, she's still alive. It's always like... I always feel pain when I see like people like in novels or in anime or whatever dying from like sword wound. It must be like painful as hell. Like... Oh my god. Must be slow and painful as fuck.
殺した。 必ず私を殺した。でもそれでいい。
Planting her hands, she lifts her fallen body and looks up at Akane. She's smiling just as before, only now her face is in the color of death.
敵に敗れ恥ずかしめを受け、情報まで漏らして。
The blood pours from the gaping wounds on her shoulder, spreading across the floor in a pool of crimson.
解釈してくれるくらいの優しさ
Yeah,
ある？
that's a good question. What Akane will do, I'm not entirely sure. She looks up at him with a quiet loathing, her eyes wet with tears. For a moment Akane seems himself reflecting in them, and then the vision is gone. He has taken her back, and can no longer see her face. Never again will he look upon her in life. Oh.
顎を上げろ。
She obeys, raising her chin slowly. It is not fear that impedes her movements. He knows, but simple weakness. Death is near. There's no time to waste. If I did as I said. With that thought, Akane strikes. Okay. This is the same CG! Oh my god! The blood droplets. Oh my god, they recycled the droplets. With a sweep of the sword to clear the blood, he returns his blade to its sheath. Okay, so he's at least merciful enough to do that. He pulls a plastic bag from his pocket and tosses it to the floor beside the corpse, then leaves without looking back. Oh, plastic card, not plastic bag. Okay. What do you mean plastic card? Are you like, they have like your own like invitation there? He can no longer hear the sounds of clashing steel and dying men echoing through the wall and ceiling. It would seem that the battle has ended. And thus the Hokodama no Kai is beheaded in a single night. Once the largest rebel force in Tokyo, now they have only to fade into the mists of history.
はてさて、何でしょうかね、これは。
I don't know what this might be, but we'll see what it might be in the next episode. It seems like he came across the dead now girl, and we'll see what will happen in the next episode. So yeah, thanks for joining. This episode was pretty intense. Like, we had insane fights and like basically showing off how Akane is skilled. How much skilled is Akane and how crazy he is in his like commandment. Like, he don't care. He just like burn everything and just like go straight forward. And then we had a scene. I could expect that, knowing Nitro Plus. Okay. But I still didn't expect it. You could never expect that. God fucking damn it. Anyway. And this guy. I wonder how important he is. Is he going to fight Akane at some point? Probably he will. Is he actually working for Hakadome no Kai? Or maybe he's just freelancer. Maybe he's a third party. Maybe he's been actually hired by someone else. Who knows? But these questions are for the next episode. So thank you for joining for this episode. Let me know in the comments about the questions and that I had during the episode. Hope you can help me with them. And yeah, I will see you in the next one. So thank you. Hope you enjoyed. And for now, Pocket Watch, it's going out.